Meow. Meow. You klutz. I guess you are. I was beginning to wonder if I was going to have to abort this one because no one was saying anything. It'd be kind of embarrassing. You start a live stream, a whole bunch of people tune in, and no one says anything. That would be the ultimate humiliation. Be pretty boring too, because I mean, there's only so much I can do sitting in front of the camera to keep you entertained. All right, James Bond is here. Huge fan. There we go. Start to get some people popping in here. How's everyone doing today? Yeah, Bond, James Bond. I got like most of the movies. Right, Bite? We watched James Bond before. What do you think? What's your favorite? Huh? Yeah? I don't know if I know that one. Is it that good? Yeah? Yeah, not that good, huh? Yeah, that's what happens. Putting off homework for a few minutes. That's good. That's a good thing to do, I guess. Meow. Meow. Come on, I've already given you kitty treats. Hey, we got Nibble down here. Maybe we can coax her into the shot. Let's see if we can get her over here. Come on, Nibble. Let's see. Where are you? There you are. Yeah, we got you. Bribed you with kitty treats. That's how it always works, doesn't it? It always starts that way. You're picking up some of Bite's dirty habits, aren't you? You lunge at it like a shark. Okay, all right, back to the live stream. How's the Lone Star State? I love the Lone Star State. Very, very happy here. Got a good job. I like my house. I like the people around here. There's just not really, not really anything that I don't like. I would have liked to not have to spend $23,000 tunneling under my house, but you know what? That happens. Wow, I got people in here from Germany. That's awesome. V Gates. Nobody has anything to say, Bite. What do you think? You can help me pick up the slack? Huh? Now. That's all you ever say, though. Yeah, now. Wow. How's the epidemic here? Well, I mean, Texas kind of got a little bit of it here. We've had a few cases, but Texas is one of the largest population states, so it was going to happen. I don't know. I haven't really seen a lot about it, so I think we're on the way out. Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure the flora is different in a lot of places here. But yeah, I felt like going on a nature hike that day. It's like, I haven't done one for a while, and it just kind of, it was nice to take a little break from what I was doing. Yeah, I know. Not a lot of people saying anything today, huh? Oh yeah, bite and nibble are they actually settled in here pretty quick. It took them a little while when I moved them out of the house in California and moved them into that apartment. It took them a little while to get used to that because that was way different. But they adapted to this pretty quick. It was a day or two, and they would basically knew where their room was. And it was funny because I mean I showed you me letting them loose in the house for the first time, and Bite kind of came out of the cat carrier and walked around a little bit, and then went back in the cat carrier and basically was there for the rest of the day. But after that, they kind of got to the point where they learned where things were. And like I say, when I move them into a new place, I always start off in their room, so that's what they're used to first, and that's kind of what they think of as theirs. And there was so much about that room that reminded them of their room in California. The big window that they could sit in front of, the color of the shelves. It was theirs almost immediately. Yeah, yeah. The house is coming along. I still got a long ways to go, but you know what? We got plenty of time to do it. But yeah, I'm happy with how things are going. I keep meaning to go in and paint the baseboards here, which is why I haven't ripped the paper out. But I don't know. That's just going to be kind of a nasty job because it's so low to the ground. You got to be laying on the ground the whole time when you're painting. So I may put that off for a while. Maybe just pull the tape off so it starts to look like a room again. I don't know. I've been thinking about that, but like I said, I'm kind of working in this room now. This is where I'm going next. I think is the room that we're looking at here. You recall the other day I started putting stuff on the shelves for the surround system. Well, I actually cheated a little bit and actually wired everything up. So the surround system is working now, and so that'll actually make it easy too because now I've got everything kind of in place where it's going to be. It all works. Now I got it. Now I can just kind of hide it one piece at a time, and that'll just take a little time. But we'll get it. How do I like the new Hank Hill mower? I've only used it the one time, but I was thinking I probably need to get out and mow again this weekend. And this weekend goes until uh, Tuesday for me. So this is a 3-day weekend. This is my short weekend. We're done with all that maintenance cycle stuff at work, though. So we'll be going back into production when we start on Wednesday. Where's Nibble? Nibble was down here a minute ago. She was on screen when I was aiming the camera down the hall there. She kind of, oh yeah, I see her. There she is, right there, hiding behind the whippy 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 subwoofer. Yeah, there's the Nibble. Oh, and this one too. where's the fireplace? Yeah, the fireplace is right in front of me. It's basically behind the camera here. Yeah, it's going to be good to be back to a regular schedule again. I've kind of, I don't know, it has been kind of nice having just doing part days because I've been working like, 6 or 8 hours a day for the most part. And so it is nice getting home and having a little time. I've actually taken some time off, but we'll get back into the swing of things here now, and that'll be good. It's 1:21 a.m. in Australia, right? So it is Sunday coming up on 11. Yeah, it's about. Wait, that's weird. How are your clocks? Are you on a half hour time zone? That's weird because you're looks like about 14 and a half hours ahead of me, which seems kind of weird. That's weird. I didn't know that they had a half hour time zone because usually when someone says what the time is, it's only the hours that change, not the minutes. But it's 10:53 a.m. on Sunday morning here. So like you said, you're about 14 and a half hours ahead of me. That's weird. Have I used the Instant Pot again? Well, if you saw it about a week ago, I made some spaghetti in it. That was the last time I've used it. At least, well, used it as a vlog. What I use it a lot on is steaming vegetables. I'm buying a lot of fresh vegetables and stuff like that, and it's really easy and really quick to steam them in the Instant Pot. So I use it a lot. Yeah, Jeff Kidd is a great person too. If you haven't had a chance, go over and look up his own videos because he's doing his own stuff. What is it? Cooking with a Kid, I think is what it's called. You got to check that out. He'll probably stop by here. He's usually here at some point. He's the pastor of a church though, so he probably won't be home yet. He's probably doing his church service right now, but he'll probably be on in half hour, 45 minutes. You made chili verde with your Instant Pot? Interesting. You have to send me that recipe. I tried chili the first time and it didn't really work right out well. I think I probably did too much liquid in it. Because ultimately, what I ended up doing is I ended up putting it was too runny. It was almost like a soup. And like I said, I just had too much liquid in it. And I think what I ultimately ended up doing is putting it on the stove and boiling away most of that liquid. And then it turned into a perfectly acceptable chili. Yeah, Jeff Kidd will be impressed that James Bond knows who he is. I know I'm impressed. You impressed by it? Huh? Yeah? That didn't sound very wholehearted, though, did it? That sounded like kind of a half-hearted attempt at being supportive, at being impressed. Huh? Yeah. Hello, Peter. How are you? Wow. Can't even keep it in your mouth. Man, what a pig. Huh? Yeah, it's cooling off here a little bit. We got a tropical storm kind of brewing on the in the Gulf of Mexico right now. That's maybe supposed to bring rain later on today, and they're saying definitely like 90% tomorrow, and again on Tuesday. So you know how much I love the rain, but it's cooled off a lot in the last week or so. I think I went outside this morning. It was like 60 out. So yeah, we're supposed to get a noticeable drop in temperature. Be interesting to see if it bounces back or if this is just the beginning of a winter. What are some of the noticeable differences between here and California? The weather. I mean, I love the fact that we have seasons here. I can deal with the fact that it's hot because, you know, I got decent air conditioning in this place, and this place is really, really well insulated. It's really designed for this kind of environment. I'm hoping it'll be a lot easier to deal with than the apartment I was in because that place, I don't think it had any insulation in it and big cracks in the doors and stuff like that. So, and you know, in the summer, you know, I can go in the pool, which is really nice. And it's good all time of year. You know, you don't get the seasons like that in California. And I mean, you know, Texas doesn't burn like California does either. Yeah, you're right. It would seem like Bite is starving to death here. Okay, so his recipe is add a can of green enchilada sauce, a can of pork seasoned it. You seasoned it in 8 minutes pressure, huh? Interesting. Yeah, yeah. You know, I'm happy with the job. I'm happy with the house. I'm happy with the neighborhood. I like the people around here. It's really good. I'm really happy here. And I should have done this year or years ago. They harvest any more pecans? No, I haven't really done anything with that. I want to get a better idea what it does this year, and maybe we'll try something next year. Okay, so one pot is that like a competitor to Instant Pot? Because I haven't heard of that one. Yeah, I really like my Instant Pot. It works really well. Sometimes being comfortable, people don't take chances. You did, and it paid off. Yeah. Well, and it took me a long time to of being uncomfortable before I got to the point where I did that because you know I'd been unhappy at Disney for probably 5 years and had been threatening to leave, you know, the entire time. And you know, just whenever I'd say that, you know, later on, you know, people would just kind of roll their eyes. Yeah, I know you've been saying that for years, but it finally just got to the point where you know last year it was just it had to happen. You know, it was another case where they were going to shut down the parade. In this case, they were going to shut down my parade for the whole year. So we got through Christmas season, which usually ends like in the first week of January, and then they were saying, yeah, there aren't going to be any more parade hours at DCA until November. And so, and then they were saying, well, you can transfer another department. And it's like, no, you know, this is just the nudge I need. It's time to go. So yeah, sometimes you got to be uncomfortable to make those changes. Okay, yeah, it is. Is it something in Australia then? Is that what it is? An Australian version, or is it available here? Because I just never heard of it. So you got some internet here. Let's see if we can figure out what it is here. It's funny. I call up one. I search one pot and it comes up with a bunch of pictures of instant pots. And I found a book. And I found a book about it. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. That's it's funny. I'll have to do a little bit more digging here, but what made me choose Texas as opposed to other states? Well, I knew I wanted to get someplace that had a was more had more of a a decent cost of living. I didn't want to go in the upper half of the states because I don't want to live in a place that freezes solid for half the year. That was a little too much for it. Texas had more weather. It had low cost of living. It had no state income tax. So it was just a whole bunch of things that came together. And I've always kind of, loved kind of more of a small town feel. So that was one of the things that kind of attracted me to Waco. Because about a year, well, almost 2 years ago now, right after I stopped working at Disney uh, and started getting the house ready to sell, I made the decision I wanted to come to Texas and actually I had picked out like 5 or 6 different cities I wanted to look at and try and figure out where I wanted to go. And Waco was one of them. And I came here and I visited all of them. I was looking at Dallas or Fort Worth and didn't like that. That was too much like what I was, trying to get away from. I went to a place called Longview, which is on the east side of the state, almost right over the border from Louisiana. And looked at that, and it had kind of the small town feel, but I don't know. It seemed a little, I don't know. It didn't seem as alive as Waco was. And I came to Waco and found initially stumbled into kind of the bad part of town, but then kind of started looking around and found some nicer areas and actually started looking at house prices. And I kept saying, wow, I got a lot of options here, for not a whole lot of money. And I remember I was texting my dad when I was here, and I kept sending him photos of houses and the price and like the breakdowns, 3 bedroom, 2 bath, however many square feet, how big, how much acreage it was on, all that fun stuff. And I love that Waco kind of has a small town feel to it, but it's got everything you need. It's big enough to have everything you need. Sounds like Nibble's back there making some noise. Would I have gone to Alaska? No, Alaska would be a fun place to visit. During the summer, I would go stir crazy in the winter. You know, I my uncle lives in Minnesota. He lives basically down near the Twin Cities, but he has a cabin up in northern Minnesota. And I made the mistake of going and visiting him in January once, and we went there, and yeah, never again. Can't deal with that. I like the fact we get a little bit of snow here. We got a little dusting of snow here last year, so that happens periodically. And like I said, it's the seasons that are different. You can go outside and tell when what season it is. You can't necessarily do that in California. And I just wanted to change. They're asking about Bite and Nibble. Bite's right here showing his butt, and I hear Nibble kind of making a bunch of commotion in the back of the house. I don't know what she's doing. Yeah, we started a little earlier today. I gotta still shoot a vlog for tonight, so we gotta kind of get going on that. So the earlier I get done with this, and I can go shoot the vlog, and we'll go from there. Have I gone to the Magnolias? Yes, I've been to the Magnolia Silos. I did that just before Christmas last year, so you ought to be able to look that up. How's the lawnmower doing? Well, I haven't used it since that one time, but I was looking at the lawn today, and I figure probably going to have to do it one of the next couple of days. Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with Alaska being rugged. I don't have a problem with. I can totally rough it like that. But what I would have a problem with is dealing with the snow for 6 months a year. Having the fact that in many parts of the state it gets dark and it's dark for 6 months. I think that would just kind of get on my nerves after a while. Oh yeah, yeah. I remember Jordan doing his Quebec video. In fact, I think I got one of the Quebec T-shirts. Makes you curious what Jordan's up to. He's been a little silent. I know he's off on another vlog, so we'll you'll have to wait and see that. I know where he is, but I don't know exactly what he's vlogging. So I think the pool is starting to cool down a little bit. I've been noticing. I finally put a thermometer in it, and I noticed. Well, after it rained, it got down into like the upper 70s and lower 80s. I found that it gets a little bit you know comfortable when it gets about 84 or above. And right now, I think I looked at it this morning, it was 82. So it's definitely getting cooler out. Because I mean, the it's getting cooler outside too. Like I said, it was in the 60s last night. Thank you, Diane. Appreciate that. Had some cheesecake last night. That sounds good. There's some cat treats. That's some Diane. I'm glad you stopped in, Sammy. Yeah, I get it totally. It's late at night there, and if you got to go to work, then I get that totally. Thanks for stopping in, though. It is kind of cool to kind of mix up the times a little bit so that people elsewhere in the world. This isn't just a United States people that are watching. This is people all over the world. So yeah, that's sort of why I kind of bounce the times around a bit. Yeah, we're supposed to get some rain from Tropical Storm Beta. They say it's still strengthening, but I don't know if it's going to hit a hurricane status before it makes landfall. It's funny though; it looks like it's just kind of been parked out there in the Gulf for a couple of days. It doesn't seem like it's moving, and so if it's a slow moving storm, that's going to bring a lot of rain. I hope so, because the days it's supposed to rain are tomorrow and Tuesday, and I'm off both those days. We might even get a little rain here today, later on today. They're saying like 40 or 50% chance, but I don't know. Let's see what the radar looks like. Well, I guess I can kind of see the tropical storm there. That's the tropical storm, and this wherever it is here, that little blue dot right there, that's me. So you can see that it's coming here. So yeah, that'd be fun to get a little rain out of that, huh? Bite is waiting to put his head in the treats, no doubt, right? Yeah, I'm looking at him. He's down here now. Yeah, see, there he is, peering around the corner here. Yeah, I noticed that they were getting into the W's with the names. You already bought your cat's a big present for Christmas, and you're going to put it under the Christmas tree when you get it in a few months, huh? Wow. I wouldn't have a Christmas tree in here because these two would be on the top of it. You lucked out you were in Galveston. Yeah, I heard that they're evacuating Galveston now. So yeah, if you were there last week, yeah, you got in just in time. It's cute when Bite puts his whole head in the jar. It won't be so cute if he gets his head stuck in there. Although that might be kind of funny. Yeah, that was about when it started here. It was about a week or two ago. We had that rainstorm that dropped like I think 7 or 7.5 inches of rain, and the heat just has not bounced back since then. It took a few days for the pool to warm back up to the point where it was habitable, but I don't know what it was before then because unfortunately I only got a thermometer, you know, after it rained, so I only saw what was happening afterwards. But I would bet you it's probably getting into the 90s during the heat of the summer because I get into that water and it'd be really nice. It'd be like being in a bathtub. Yeah, yeah, we got rain heading our way here too, BNA. Yeah, honestly, I don't know what Bite and Nibble would do if they ever had a Christmas tree because there's never been one here while they were here. But I know that, when occasionally I'd let them in the backyard in the house in California, and first thing they would do is they'd start eating the grass, and then they'd come in and throw up all over the house, and it'd be green barf all over the house. And so I bet you anything that they'd be eating the Christmas tree and then throwing it up all over the place. But it wouldn't surprise me either if they decide to climb. I could see both of them at the top of the Christmas tree, like Christmas tree ornaments here, and then and because they weigh 25 pounds combined, not making the tree that top heavy. The next thing you know, that tree is going to be on the ground. Yeah, prices are lower on a lot of things. I mean, one of the big deals here is fuel prices. Gasoline prices are about half what they were in California. And it was rare that the gas in California went below $4 a gallon, and right now I think it's $1.79 or something like that. Now, normally the gas is about $2 a gallon here, and but ever since the whole coronavirus thing, the gas prices really went down, and they really haven't bounced back yet. But that's okay. That just means I can fill my car for less than $20. Haven't been able to do that in a long time. Get a tabletop tree that they won't eat. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, Nibble likes to chew on things too. So even if I got like a plastic or artificial tree, Um, I think she'd probably still be chewing on it. She has a thing for plastic bags and something like that. She'll pull plastic bags out of the trash can and be chewing on them. She's funny that way. Or an upside down tree. Yeah, I saw that before you retracted it. And then, of course, when fuel prices are lower in Texas, then it costs less to ship things. So anything that gets shipped, that costs less. And so it has this, energy prices really have a huge effect on every other part of the economy because if you have to do anything to using electricity or gas or oil or anything like that, if you make that less expensive, it's everything else goes down in price too. Texas or South Dakota? That's an interesting choice. You'd have to decide whether you want the hot or the cold. South Dakota is pretty cold in the winter, although it gets hot and humid in the summer. Yeah, if I was going to put like a Christmas tree out in the yard, though, I'd probably just plant a real one and decorate it every year. That would be cool, though. It would totally clash with everything else in the yard, though, because you got these big, oak trees and pecan trees and stuff like that, and then you have this pine tree that would just stick out like a sore thumb. But then again, I did bring palm trees with me too, so that's probably going to stick out a little bit too. Haven't used the fireplace yet, but I'm looking forward to being able to do that. You've never seen snow? Huh, that's funny because you don't live that far away from. I guess you're closer to the Gulf though. Maybe it doesn't. Last winter we had snow at my apartment in here in Texas in Waco. It was just a dusting, but it was exciting. It was the first place I've ever lived where it snowed. Yeah, I haven't really seen a whole lot of compromises I had to make here. 25-foot Christmas tree. Yeah, I'd have to have like a lift to get to the top to decorate that because it would really look funny if you had a 25-foot tree and you had like a 10-foot ladder, and so you had decorations on the tree up to the 10-foot mark, and then nothing above that. No way Bite and Nibble will climb the tree. I wouldn't put money on that. I mean, they already know how to climb up to their shelves, so they're already kind of conditioned to like heights. Yeah, you like heights, don't you? Getting up and looking down on people. I think it's an instinct thing too. Cats kind of naturally like to hang out in places that are high up. That was really one of the reasons I built the shelves. Oh, if it was an upside down tree. Okay, sorry. I'm still thinking a regular tree. Gas dropped to 251 yesterday. Where is that? Yeah, you should see snow. Snow is really cool. That was one of the things that was nice about California is that there were, you could go to the desert, you could go to the mountains, you could go to the beach, you could be at any one of those places in like 3 hours. And and so we'd go to the snow all the time. When I was a kid, when I was living at home with the parents, we just we'd go up to Crestline or someplace like that. It's up in the mountains. And it was fun to see the snow and play in the snow and go tobogganing and all that fun stuff. You hate snow. People forget how to drive when it snows. They forget how to drive when it rains too. I think just some people just don't know how to drive to begin with. Yeah, you're right. Cats like to perch. I mean, you look at him right now. He could very easily be sitting on the ground, but no, he's sitting on the arm of the couch here. He likes to get up high and look at things. I said that's why I built those shelves in their room. They've had that all their life. Oh, they will just walk by. Didn't even see her because I had the camera pointed in the wrong direction here. Yeah, I've been kind of thinking of like maybe putting a bird feeder or a squirrel feeder in front of the cat's window. I'll have to look at the window from the outside and see how one way it is, how much reflection, how much you can see in. Because if the cats are there and like a bird or a squirrel or something can see them, then that's going to be another issue. It's going to scare them all away. But if they can't see the cats inside, then that would be. I think somebody said cat TV. Bring a snowball in for bite and nibble, see what they do. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they would do. Yeah, see, that's the same problem I'd have, Terry. There'd be green barf all over the house. Fortunately, I don't do tinsel on trees, even when I did do trees. But then we'd have sparkly barf all over the house and sparkly poo too, huh? Yeah, because you definitely eat that, wouldn't you? I know Nibble would. Nibble would love the tinsel. Look who's here. You're starting to get a little aggressive, Nibble. You klutz. Drops out of your mouth. And you think you know how to eat. You can't even keep food in your mouth. Jeez. Can you believe that guy? Your cat, your parents' cat used to sit under the tree like a present. Yeah, I don't think these guys would be sitting there though. They'd be eating it. Yeah, I've been to Big Bear Lake. That was nice too. Lemonade is more calm. Marshmallow needs therapy. He's into everything all the time. Yeah, I bet. Hey, Jeff's here. He's doing a live stream at 7 o'clock Eastern time. So what's that like? It's almost 12:30 there, so about 6.5 hours. So yeah, definitely check in, see what's going on. Yeah, see, I think bite and nibble would be eating the even a fake tree needle too, because like I said before, nibble likes to eat plastic bags. So, I gotta actually take plastic bags out of the house, immediately. I can't just throw them in the trash, but she'll dig them out and start eating them. Do the cats play at night? Yeah, that's when they're most active. They're out and about. Usually this time of day they'd be in their room sleeping. Oh, headed to Longhorn Steakhouse. That sounds good. The cat was staring at one spot for a few days, and he's seen something standing there, and you couldn't see it. That's interesting. All right, the other Breck is here. Hi, the other Breck. How are you? That's funny. At least they don't call me the other Breck. Do the cats go outdoors or are they only indoors? I In California, I'd let them out occasionally when I was out there, but we haven't done that yet. I actually took Bite outside a couple of weeks ago, but I just held him and kind of let him explore and see what was out there and pick up some of the smells. I think maybe if it cools off a little bit, we might let him out a little. Hey, Black Doc's here. How are you? I'm sorry about your loss, Layla. That's sad. 50 years is too young. I wouldn't have said that when I was 16, but now that I'm 57, and the other Breck had to change it up a little so he wouldn't be mistaken for me. That's awesome. Oh yeah, I've heard of cats doing that with like boxes and stuff like that. So it doesn't surprise me that a paper bag would be the same thing. These guys like boxes too. They think it's a good idea that I let you outside a little bit so you can get used to knowing that this is where your house is in case that you ever get away. There have been a couple times where I thought you did get away, wasn't there? Sitting there trying to think how you can get that jar open without thumbs. much longer am I going to be on? I don't know. We've been going. We haven't even hit the halfway mark yet, so we'll probably go for a while. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, go have a good meal, Jeff. Actually sounds really good. Yeah, there he is, the star of our show. At least he's showing his face this time, sort of. I see Nibble down the hall there too, peeking out around the corner. Yeah, well, we'll just leave it on the two shot here. We don't want to drive everyone away because the star of the show isn't there. Your nickname is Breck, huh? The water dropping planes are scooping water out of the lake in Palmdale. Yeah, I suppose. Got to fight those fires. That's something I don't miss about California, not at all. We also had a little earthquake that was in the Southern California area. What I think yesterday morning at like 1 a.m. or something like that. It wasn't a big one, but no earthquakes here in Texas. How's my mom? My mom's doing good. She's into her new apartment. I talked to her a couple days ago. Actually, no, I think it was just, I actually just texted her last night. We were talking a little bit. I finally got all the video clips I need for my dad's memorial, so I'm just kind of extracting stuff off of it, off of some DVDs they sent me and plugging it in. It was very cool. One of the things that my mom wanted to have on the video was the Hallelujah chorus, and it turns out last year, the last time I think my father went to church was on for the Christmas show, and and what they did at the end of the show, they basically invited anyone who'd ever sung with a choir who wanted to come up and sing the Hallelujah chorus to do it. And I actually got the footage of that, and so we're going to put that footage uh, onto the memorial video. I was very happy to see that. Cats only like you because of your opposable digits. Yeah, I'm convinced that's what the case is here. Like I said, if this Bite's always trying to figure out how he could do, how he could do that. But watch, he'll have his head in there in just a second. All right, there he goes. So he doesn't care about me anymore now, so because he's got everything he wants. Yeah, we'll see you in a little bit, Jeff. Have a good lunch. In Canada, you're suffering from the fires too, yeah? I suppose. Yeah, man, you walked away. Yes, you did. Is my sister back to teaching yet? Yes, I believe she's. I actually invited her recently to come visit. She said she'd come at some point, and I invited her and said, now would be the time to do it. And she says, yeah, now I'm going back to teaching again. So I think what she's doing, she's actually tutoring rather than teaching. She does have her teaching degree, and that was what she was doing. She's biology teacher, so she could probably pull that off, but I think she's just kind of doing just kind of general tutoring, math, English, that kind of stuff. It's on my video on YouTube. So how do you hook up a computer to a TV? It's easy now because all computers now, anything from the last few years have HDMI monitor jacks, and an HDMI monitor jack will plug right into the TV. So yeah, it's just a matter of plugging the output to the input. It couldn't get much easier these days. In fact, I've got my computer connected to this TV. Like I said, I mentioned this earlier in the live stream that I cheated a little bit and actually hooked up the full surround system. So even though everything isn't put together, all the wires aren't hidden, it actually works. So I've been enjoying movies for the last few days, rattling some windows. The system sounds great. Really good separation. I heard something about that, Diane, where they said that they had radar images or satellite images that showed the smoke from California making it all the way to Wisconsin. Am I glad I'm not living in California? Even with the fires and all the other craziness there, yeah. I was glad I left a year and a half ago. Well, I mean, California has a lot of fires this time of year, but I've often thought that in terms of terrorists, setting fires in California would be a pretty easy way of being an act of terror. So I guess I'm disappointed that someone else figured that out, but that's the world we live in. How do I like the new mower? Is it what I expected? Well, I've only used it the one time, but I was looking at the yard last night and this morning. I think I'll probably have to do it this weekend. Happy spoiled kitty, ain't that the truth? There's a happy spoiled kitty right there. Yeah, I heard about the one that was started by a gender reveal party. Crazy. I've seen that too, where the sky look orange or look red because of the fires. I had a number of times where I had fires really near my house. Let's see if I got pictures here. Not here, but the house in California. So I'm gonna have to go back in time a little bit. Still going backwards. Further and further back. This is when my house was tended for termites. Kind of getting back to the right time here now, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I wasted enough time on that. Didn't find anything directly, but there were a couple points. There were a couple points where there were like fires. There were like just literally a few miles from my house, and I had one point where I put like time lapse footage up of the fire, and you could just see the smoke billowing over my house. And I was spending time wasting looking for pictures I wasn't going to find here, and I neglected some people here. So let's see what's going on here. Glad I started my vlog a year and a half ago. Yeah, it's been a while now. I hope I do get a whole bunch of rain. That'd be nice. Of course, I'll have to watch the pool and drain it again a little bit, but that's what happens. Yeah, I have like 12 or 1400 watts of power between all the speakers, including the subwoofer. So yeah, we'll get some good sound out of it. It definitely rattles the windows. No, I'm not really that close to Tornado Alley, but we do get tornadoes here. You remember I did that video about a year ago of the tornado that went through downtown Waco and killed a bunch of people uh, back in what the 50s, I think. They still talk about that. But I do have a storm shelter, so if there ever is one, I'm ready. Do I have Bluetooth speakers? I got a couple of them. This thing right here is a Bluetooth speaker. That's just a little one that I bought in California when I went there last year. And then I have like a big block rocker that's a Bluetooth speaker. Also, my tuner now is Bluetooth capable, so I can do that too. Yeah, I have thought about a cover for a pool. I'm probably going to do that, but I got to figure out how to deal with that kind of stuff too, because if you have the cover on it and then leaves accumulate in it and then rain, falls onto it, then what's going to end up happening is the leaves are going to stay in the water, and then the water is going to get into the main water. So probably if I got a cover, I'd have to make sure I got out there and blowed it off periodically just to keep the leaves from causing problems. But yeah, I have thought about a pool cover, at least for the winter, just to keep, like I said, just to keep it as clean as I can. How's the job going? Have I received all the necessary certifications? Well, I did tell you recently that I did get certified. Remember, I told you way back when that there was a whole bunch of training I had to go through before I could even get access to the machine uh, that I was hired to operate. Well, I got that access a couple weeks ago, so I have completed all that. Now, in terms of receiving all necessary certification, no, because there's new certification coming out all the time. So, you know, that's a that's a journey, not a destination. What kind of predators have I seen around here that caught my eye? Well, I mean, we have hawks and eagles and that kind of stuff down here. There's snakes and lizards. I've shown you some of the lizards around here. I have little lights over me. Yeah, Yeah, I got a little laser light show running in the background here. I thought it'd just kind of make everything a little bit more interesting. Yeah, the light is this thing. I mean, I've shown it before. It's this thing here, and basically it shows it's a red and a green laser and like a diffraction grating kind of thing. But yeah, I don't know. It makes everything look interesting. At least I thought so. And it's my halo. Yeah, there you go. Oh, it went off. Oh no. Uh, I just kind of unplugged it. Yeah, my halo plugs into the wall. You heard that if you put human hair around the property, the critters won't come into the yard. I don't mind them in the yard as long as they mind their own business. You know, I like the fact that they got those lizards in the yard. Now, if it turns out to start to be rattlesnakes or something like that, then I reserve the right to change my opinion. But even there, I had what I considered pests come into the yard in California in the form of like possums, and I would just capture them and relocate them. You enjoyed the nature hike. That's good. I'm glad. Yeah, I like doing that every once in a while. It was nice to get out there. Where did I get the laser light? I got it from Home Depot. It was one of those things that they sell for you to project on the side of your house for Christmas. You can also get them at Spencer's Gifts if you have one. If you have one of those around you, that's a big thing I think in America in the malls. I don't know how much it goes in elsewhere, but they got a lot of cool light effects and stuff like that. Yeah, Texas has fire ants. I haven't really seen a huge problem with them. I see red ants in the backyard every once in a while, but it's like an individual rather than a hive. So fire ants is definitely something I will not have much tolerance for. So if I see them, I'll have to eradicate the colony. Oh yeah, Jaw would love the squirrels. He never was that interested. We had lizards and chameleons that lived in my house in California. He was never really that interested in them. But if you remember those videos that I used to shoot of Jaw when Jordan was away on vacation or doing his videos, um, one of the things we'd go do is go to the parks and let Jaw chase squirrels. He loved that. Yeah, I'm gonna play it by ear this year with Halloween and see what we do because, like I said, I'm probably going to be doing Silo of Screams again this year, and that will that may just end up being my Halloween tradition from now on. Yeah, I can see how you might have wolves rather than rattlesnakes in Canada. Snakes tend to like a more warmer environment. How are the evening walks? Find anything unexpected? Well, I do go out and take walks on my days off in the evening when it's nice and warm out. Now it's starting to get cold again now, so I might have to bundle up a little bit. Maybe not wear short pants outside, but I do enjoy doing that, and been doing that around here. Usually, it's usually after dark, and then I get home and hop in the pool for a little while, and then I'm ready to go to bed. Oh yeah, no doubt that you have rattlesnakes in Palm Desert. That's where you're gonna, and the coyotes. There's obviously enough food there to feed to support them. So some man that used to live in your building used to own a big snake. Yeah, yeah. I mean, those are like like boa constrictors. I think a lot of times are what people have. The snake was as big as me. Oh, I'm sure I've seen them bigger than that. Those things weigh a ton too. Gotta get this thing a little closer here so I can reach it. Never moving to Palm Desert. Yeah, well, all right. We got somebody here from Ohio. Hi, Cheryl. How are you? Where's Bite? Bite's just kind of chilling out in the hall, down the hall there. Right there. I'm sure if the lid was off the kitty treat jar, though, you'd be here in a flash. Yeah, we do have a great group here. I enjoy having these conversations. That's why I do these every week. How's Flash? I haven't heard from Beth in a few weeks about Flash, but Flash should be doing fine. I think she's enjoying Best place, but I think she'll like this place too. Lots of places to hide, lots of grass to eat. Did I regret living in California? No, no, I didn't regret it. Just I was over it. I'd been there for my whole life and just wanted something a little different. I think it was the same with Jordan. Jordan had spent his entire childhood in Dayton and just wanted something different. And he came to California. I just I think it's a case of the grass is always greener. But I remember I used to visit my grandmother in Bram, Minnesota, and I love the small town feel of that place. And so that was one of the things that attracted me to Waco is it kind of had a small town feel to it. Highest temperature you know of that was in Palm Desert was 125. I bet you it's gotten above that, but that is still pretty hot. That'll just suck the moisture right out of you. Would Flash remember me? I don't think so. I don't think her brain works that way. I don't think it's sophisticated enough that she recognizes me. Because I think probably a lot of it. I keep thinking back to that scene in the first Jurassic Park where they said the T Rex couldn't see you unless you move. Flash is the same way. I think she's has very low visibility or very low quality vision. Because I mean, there are times where she'll walk right up to me and not know I'm there, and the second I move, then all of a sudden she panics and pulls into her shell. So I just don't think I don't think she would recognize me. And I don't know if she'd know my voice either. Yeah, California's gone downhill a lot though in the last couple of years. I mean, it's gone downhill just since I left. I think I got out just in time. Yeah, I may still get a dog. I don't know. How is Texas dealing with the pandemic? We got the mask mandates everywhere, and for the most part, they're kind of lifting off the reins a little bit. Get one like Jaw. The thing is, if I'm going to get a dog, I'm going to get a big dog. I've never been a little dog kind of person. Now, Jaw has been an excellent ambassador for little dogs. He's a great dog, but I don't know if I'm going to get a dog, I'm going to get a big dog. Always had big dogs as a kid. Looking into getting a house in North Carolina. Looks like a nice place. That's cool. Well, hello. Sounded like he didn't. He almost didn't make that. Is it getting harder and harder to push that fat butt up onto the couch? Huh? Yes, it is. The movie theaters open in Texas yet? Honestly, I haven't looked. I haven't really been ever since this whole. Ever since I bought the house. That's just kind of been my whole life right now. Between doing the job and getting this house ready to go here. No, no, the hazard pay we got was just for a few weeks in like May, and that's been over for some time now. What was the last band I saw live? Must have been Kiss with Jordan in LA. Because I think I saw Guided by Voices a couple years ago, but I think Kiss is more recent than that. I had a yellow lab as a kid too. That was a great dog. Used to say the same thing about big dogs until you get a small dog. Yeah, well, like I said, I would be more, I'd consider it more now because of Jaw. Jaw is such a great dog that, like I said, he's a great ambassador for little dogs. He's all personality and, except for the fact that he's an incessant whiner. He's like the perfect dog. I remember when Jordan was getting Jaw, though, Jordan wanted me to adopt Jaw's little sister because I guess the sister was there too. Wasn't ready for a dog then, though. How would you deal with a dog, huh? I mean, we know how much you love Jaw. Yeah. Yeah, Jaw's awesome. I can name my dog Mouse. Yeah, no, I do because I don't want to escape my dog. I don't know. We'll come up with some silly name like this guy's name here. Whose channel is playing in the background there? That is my friend Matt's Island Horizon video is running in the background in the dog Bluetooth. That's actually kind of funny. Yeah, I've always kind of a lot of my animals have had like computer names. I had a I had a parakeet at one point. At one point, I called Cursor. What would I say the best place I ever visited? That's a good question. I'll have to think about that. I mean, I love going to like the national parks when we were kids. That was where my family went for vacations every summer. Was like the national parks. I enjoyed doing that, and I'd love to actually maybe go back and when I get to a point where I do some vacations at work, perhaps do some visits to national parks and do that for my vlog. Name my dog Ram. Yeah, maybe. Well, let's think about that. Jaw's little sister is out there with no idea how famous her brother is. Ain't that the truth? Wouldn't it be funny if Jaw's sister's owner actually watched Jordan's vlog and didn't make the connection? Yeah, I've been to Yosemite a bunch of times. That's a nice place. That was something that the friends of my family they were really into Yosemite, and we went to Yosemite a whole bunch of times with them. I've probably been to Yosemite probably more than any other national park. But I'd love to go, to Yellowstone and Grand Canyon. Some of the big ones that maybe people have heard of but never got to see. I would especially love to give my geology discussion on, start talking about like the geology of Yellowstone and what's happening there and why the geysers and why the hot springs and all that fun stuff. Because it's a great story. And I think, of course, my appreciation of nature comes from my cousin Galen, who I've talked about before. He was a nature photographer, kind of Ansel Adams, but of a more modern era. And he was very famous for his photos of Yosemite. In fact, I believe he was one of the first people to ever scale Half Dome. And name my dog Texas, or maybe just Tex for short. Yeah, I remember when they'd push burning wood off the cliff. Yeah, they used to call that firefall. They stopped doing it because it was, not it was not particularly environmentally friendly. You'd name my dog Waco, name him the Waco Kid, right? Or instead of the Waco Kid, the Waco Pup or the Waco Dog. Yeah, but I've seen the pictures. I've seen pictures of Firefall. Like I said, they stopped doing that a long time ago. I don't know. I think I'll have to get a dog before I name it. Because a lot of times the name, is based on the dog itself, and until I know what the dog, um, with the dog about the dog's personality and all that, you know, it'll be hard to name it at this point. I never really had unhappy memories about Disney. I loved what I did at Disney. I just didn't like the way management treated people. A lot of people complain that Disney doesn't pay their employees enough. That was never the issue with me. I always thought that what Disney paid us was fair, even a little bit on the generous side. I just didn't like the fact that management wouldn't let you move forward. If they didn't like you, you didn't go anywhere. Someone has two dogs named Ham and Cheese. That's awesome. That's a good name for dogs too. Yeah, I agree with you, VNA. Once I see a dog, then I'll come up with names. I mean, this guy here got his name because when I first found him, he bit me, didn't you? You bit me. How many times? And little did I know how many times that would happen again when you're taking kitty treats out of my hand. You'd bite me again. Yeah, I don't know. I might check out the new James Bond movie. It's still Daniel Craig, and I don't know, if they've really uh, ruined the franchise yet. I think they're trying to, but I like Daniel Craig. He's been a good Bond. He wants me to pet him. Is that what it is? Is that why you came? Or you're just hoping that I'm going to give you you like the original Bond, who Sean Connery, one of your favorite James Bond movies is Diamonds Are Forever. I think my favorite is probably like Moonraker. I love that one. Yeah, I really like all of the Bonds for different reasons. I love Roger Moore because Roger Moore had a great sense of humor, and he always would break that third wall or fourth wall by looking at the camera and smiling like he was getting it, like he got the joke. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot. We actually have John James Bond here. What's your favorite James Bond movie? James Bond. And who was your favorite James Bond? Wow, I never thought I'd say James Bond that many times in one sentence. Octopussy was a good movie too. But I like I said, I like Moonraker. I like The Spy Who Loved Me. Um, Tomorrow Never Dies. That's a good one. Live and Let Die. Yeah, Man with a Golden Gun. Golden Eye. You're making me blush, Jeannie. Hey, Angela's here. How you doing, Angela? Everyone say hi to Angela. Stop looking at Bite's butt and start looking at Bite's head. Thunderball, yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, Sean Connery, I think, will always be the one that I think of when I think of Bond movies. But the truth is, James Bond is one of those things that my dad got me into because he was really into the James Bond movie. And I think the first ones we ever saw together were Roger Moore ones. And so he was kind of my first impression of James Bond before, because I wasn't old enough really to, have seen any of those movies when with Sean Connery. So I only saw those later. Air quality is better today. The rain came and cleared it all away. Well, that's probably good for the fires too. Yeah, I guess it depends on where you are. I thought Pierce Brosnan was okay as Bond. I also like Daniel Craig. Oh, it's great here, Angela. Very, very happy here. We were talking about that earlier. I love the job that I'm doing. I love the house I got. Love the community I'm in. It's just, it was a good move. I'm glad I did this. Doctor No, oh, that's a great one too. I love Doctor No. Big shout out to Pierce, but he's no Connery. Yeah, well, here's my honest opinion. Sean Connery was kind of the butch James Bond. He was a tough guy, and he'd kick butt and take names, and I think I think Roger Moore kind of became tried to be more of the sex symbol James Bond, and uh, and then when you get to somebody was mentioning Timothy Dalton, I think he was only in the one, and he was too much of a pretty boy, and same with Pierce. Although I did like some of Pierce's movies, but then we're back to Daniel Craig, and Daniel Craig is kind of the macho guy again. So it kind of makes it makes it kind of. You know, it's interesting seeing different takes on the character because Roger Moore was the lover rather than the fighter, although he was a fighter too. Yeah, Goldfinger, Casino Royale, Skyfall. I haven't watched Skyfall in a long time, but I have that one. How about me playing Bond? No, I don't think so. Bond, James Bond, all a vodka martini, shaken, not stirred. That's about all. That's about all the Bond I have. I'm too old to be Bond anyway. Yeah, yeah. The original Bond uh, from Her Majesty's Secret Service. That was one I'd love to actually pick up on DVD. I've never seen that one out there. They got the remake of On Her Majesty's Secret Service. I'm not old. Well, I'm too old to be James Bond. Is that a vodka I'm sipping? Yeah, it could be. No, I mean this thing was full at the beginning of the thing. If I drank that much vodka, I'd be slurring my speech a lot more. Probably be a much more entertaining vlog too, huh? It's noon, so drinking's allowed. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, I don't like to drink when I have because I got to go do a vlog today, and it's going to probably end up being more working on the system here, and I don't want to get to the point where I'm so inebriated that I'm like doing more damage than good. Mike's Hard Lemonade. I've never actually tried that. Too sweet. What are you talking about? Mike's Hard Lemonade. Do I have a doctor in Texas? No, I. The only time I've ever needed anything, I've just gone to the into the urgent care. Yeah, I definitely don't want to be working the table saw if I'm drunk. That's not a good idea. And how would I dial a 911 on my phone anyway if I cut all my fingers off? Trying to poke it with my elbow here. Who knows what kind of vlog you would get if Brooke started to drink before doing it? Yeah, ain't that the truth? Train the cats to dial 911. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, but if I use Siri to do it, then I'd have to be able to communicate with Siri. And if I was so drunk I cut my fingers off, I'd probably be slurring my speech to Siri dial 911. That would work really well. Like with a bathroom vlog, we could vote on a drunk Breck vlog. You vote yes. Put a little vodka in the cat water. I don't know about that. I don't know if they'd like that. But a little bit more of my vodka. I'll be doing backflips. Either that or they'll just pass out and go to sleep. Oh yeah, I know. I'd never actually do it, Kenneth. There are a lot of things out there that are funny to talk about, but they're not funny in reality. That is definitely one of those. No alcohol for the kiddies. Although I can laugh at the idea of drunk cats because that's just a funny image. Hate me if you like. That's just what I think. Give them catnip. Yeah, hey, I got some too. That's what this is here. This is catnip. Yeah, isn't it, bite? Drop the lid on the ground here. Not going to feed it, just going to let them get a sniff of it. But I got some like cat toys that had like little pouches where you could put catnip in it, and they recommended this for that. So they get a little bit every once in a while. I ever give my cats a little milk? No, not really. I mean, I did a long time ago, but occasionally when I open up like a can of tuna or something like that, I'll leave a little in there for them. That's kind of their treat. They also like it when I'm dishing out ham. They really, really like ham. Does Texas still have a blue law where you can't buy booze on Sundays? Yes. Yeah, no alcohol. Well, I mean, I can go to the grocery store and I can buy like beer or wine, but only afternoon. But the liquor stores, they're all closed. That was one of the things that kind of a surprise to me was that the grocery stores don't sell like hard liquor. You can't buy like vodka or whiskey or anything like that at a grocery store. Now I don't know if that's just something that's HEB or if that's some statewide law, but no hard liquor in the grocery stores. Yeah, I think the cats would love milk. I don't do that. Yeah, I've been thinking about I got that outdoor garden, Angela, where I have those things that look like pumpkins growing. I'm figuring I'll probably when come spring, probably fill that up with something. And one of the things I would like to do is grow jalapenos. So I'm with you on that. I used to give Jaw eggs every once in a while too. I'd make eggs for myself for breakfast and then make him an egg too. Put a little cheese, a little ham on it. He loved it. Yeah, that's what I thought. It probably is something statewide. grandfather called whiskey corn squeezins. That's awesome. What were my favorite things about California when I lived there? Hmm. I guess that you could get to almost any kind of environment within a couple of hours. Desert, mountain, beach. That was kind of that was kind of cool. But even then, I didn't do that very often because it wasn't. Once you've been there all your life, you've seen everything. You grow Roma tomatoes and made your own pico de gallo with jalapenos and tomatoes, and it was amazing. Yeah, I love tomatoes too, so that would definitely be something I would do. It'd be the kind of things that I like to eat, and I love tomatoes, and I love jalapeno peppers and stuff like that. So we'll probably definitely do something like that at some point. Now that it's starting to cool off a little bit, I can actually start maybe going out and doing some outside stuff. There's ice cream for dogs called Frosty Paws. Yeah, I think I've seen that. So no liquor in the stores in Canada, but the liquor store is open every day, including Sundays. All right, I'll go to Canada if I need something. Now the truth is, that just mean if they don't sell it on Sunday, that just means I have to buy it on Saturday or wait till Monday. Like I said, you can still buy like beer and wine and stuff like that. Yeah, it's starting to get to the point where it's nicer outside. I was actually almost sort of halfway thinking that one of these days I may do a an outdoor live stream where I just set everything up in the yard and do it out there. It'll have to be, once it's cool enough that we killed off all the bugs, but not so cold that like I'm freezing out there. Because I got to be able to stay out there for a couple hours because I do 2 hour long live streams. Yeah, I do want to plant a garden out there. I might actually end up building a second one of those elevated planters. Because there's a whole bunch of area out there that I could do something really cool. And if I am going to grow a garden, it's got to be something out there that I'm able to keep flash out of. Because if I'm growing tomatoes, flash will be in there in a second eating those things, unless she can't get in. Yeah, my mom hasn't called me yet. I teased her when I called her after the live stream last week. I said if she calls me today, I'm putting her on the air. So another I don't know 10 or 15 minutes here, and we'll wrap this up. But she hasn't called so far. So and maybe she won't because we texted a bit last night when we were talking about the footage that I got from the church for the memorial service. I basically got everything now, so I gotta just put it all together. Was my dad a beer drinker? He would drink beer, but no, not really. He had an occasional glass of wine, and I think he learned from me to enjoy Bloody Marys because I used to drink Bloody Marys when we go to a restaurant, and my dad started ordering those, and he liked those a lot at the end too. So, is Flash ever laid her eggs in the yard in California? Yes, yeah, every year, every year. In fact, I'll have to probably leave some uh, piece of like loose soil in the yard somewhere, so she can do that here. She ripped one of the sprinkler heads out of the ground one year because she's trying to use the hole where the sprinkler head was to lay her eggs. And I ended up actually having to dig it all out, and I ended up crunching all the eggs trying to get it out of there so I could, fix the sprinkler head. No, because the eggs aren't fertile. It's like chicken eggs. She lays them every year, but they aren't fertile, so nothing ever comes. I would love to breed her and get some baby tortoises out of it, but she's never had a viable. She's never laid a viable egg, so far as I know. At least not while I was her owner. Like I said, it would be fun to have some babies. And I don't even know if she's young enough to even lay or have babies anymore. I don't know how that works. Roadrunners are kind of cool. I remember when Jordan and I were coming to Texas a year and a half ago. That when we were at the Hey Dude Ranch, looking to there, we saw a Roadrunner out there. That was kind of fun. Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to it kind of cooling off here a bit too, because I really want to get to the point where I can like have the windows open for a bit. The windows in the front of the house, I can't do those. Those are sealed closed, but I got a I got a glass door in front of the wooden door on the front door, and I've discovered that I can lower the glass and there's a screen, so it's like a screen door. And of course, all the windows back here and these windows, they can all open up, and so we can let some air in. And I think the cat rooms windows open up. I'm not sure about the ones in the master bedroom or guest bedroom. I don't think they open, but it'd be nice to get some fresh air in here. All right, thanks for stopping in, Black Dot. If you ever got a cat, you get one that looks like Morris. There you go. White wants to get his 2 cents in on the conversation. Well, all he ever does is say meow. So, I mean, and show us his butt. Hi, Laura. How are you? So, you got anything you want to say, Bite? Everybody's asking for a comment here. Yeah, that's what you always say, though. Meow. He's just got to get some more jokes. Sorry, I mean, the same joke over and over again, Bite, just isn't that funny. He's like Shamu. He's got a big white belly. Bite is really tolerant of all sorts of things that cats usually don't like. I've never seen a cat that'll let you handle his feet the way Bite will either. You know, yeah, he'll shake hands with me like a dog would. You know, but most cats don't want you to even touch their feet. Bite is just really tolerant. He's a good boy. You know, Bite's the straight man. Ain't that the truth? Bye, Madison. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, you too, Kenneth. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, we'll be wrapping up in a few minutes, so that's fine. Yeah, neither of mine like being picked up either. Bite tolerates it, but he starts getting a little squirmy after a minute or two. Hey, Bite. Meow. Meow. Let's see if he jumps up here again. I think he's going to. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it is because I've handled them since they were young, but I would have really loved it if Nibble would have been half as affectionate as Bite is. Nibble just doesn't want anything to do with people. Right? Shaking paws with my cat. No, I have the vet do the nails. I don't know what it is about female cats, but I just don't think they're as affectionate. You know, I've had male cats, I've had female cats, and it's always been the male cats that are very affectionate. You want a hug, Bite? Okay, there you go. He's my buddy. Nibble's a sweetheart. She's just really afraid of people. I mean, she's not totally terrified of me because you saw her earlier. She came up and was taking food right out of my hands. Yeah, she's a good kitty. The way I've always put it is this guy's my cat and Nibbles is his cat. Because Bite has a cat too, doesn't he? Yep. Someone to take naps with. Ain't that the life? He had an Abyssinian cat, looked like a tiny cougar. That's awesome. Yeah, it's a little harder to do your own cat's nails when one of them is really antisocial. The only way I can get Nibble to be at all sociable with me is by taking her to the vet because at that point, then I'm the only thing in the room that's familiar to her. So she'll like, allow me to hold her and stuff like that. And if I'm holding her, she's fine, and the vet can do their thing, and they don't really cause problems. But Jaw isn't very good with getting his nails trimmed either. I've heard that personally from Jordan, and he is not a fan of having his nails trimmed. Yeah, I guess I've heard that, Angela. Used to take your dog to the groomer and she did the nails. Yeah, that's that's kind of the approach I take. It's a little hard to control the cat and trim its nails at the same time. All right, John. Yeah, we're gonna wrap up here pretty quick too. So little dogs are sort of hoity-toity, high maintenance. Ain't that the truth? And I mean, all you and Exhibit A is jaw, very high maintenance. Got to be the center of attention all the time. He's Mr. Hollywood. Ain't that the truth? All right, thanks, Jeannie. Yeah, this is probably a good time. We'll wrap this one up too. So, yeah, I got a new video coming up in looks like about 7 hours and 15 minutes or so. I don't know what it's going to be about yet because I haven't even shot it, but we're going to go do that now. So, want to thank everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time. Good night, everyone.